Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to take a look at the Brio Speedy Bullet Train, Brio item number 33697. And this is cool. I would have loved a locomotive like this when I was little. Now here's a shot of a locomotive from actually when I was little. This was mine when I was a little guy. It's pushing 40 years old, maybe maybe a little older than that, but what a change. I would have loved a big locomotive like this with the tender and stuff. And here's another steam locomotive from when I was little. And the Speedy Bullet Train is still kind of unique. Here's a modern one that we did a few weeks ago. This comes with the Little Forest Railroad set. And it really doesn't look that dissimilar from that one in a lot of ways. But something like this is just so cool. You can see the front, and they call it the Speedy Bullet Train, probably because the front looks kind of like a bullet. This is undoubtedly modeled after the Pennsylvania Railroad's S1. They only built one, and it was reportedly the fastest steam locomotive ever. Supposedly could reach speeds in excess of 150 miles an hour. That was kind of the apex for speedy steam technology. That was in the 30s, and unfortunately it got scrapped. Interesting side note, they are working on building a modern interpretation of that. It's called the T1 project if you want to Google that. But today we're here to take a look at this guy. We're doing an unboxing and review. Just a side note, this is a modern Brio locomotive and log car, but on track from the 1980s. And as you can see, totally compatible. All the old stuff works with the new stuff, which is very, very cool. Kind of like Legos. And I think this Swedish are very smart in how they make toys so compatible. So let's take a look at this guy. I'm really excited to take a look at this. All right. If I was smart, I would have set up the tripod. I got excited. So next video. All right, here we are. What a handsome looking locomotive. That is so cool. I would have loved to have a locomotive like this on my railroad. Now, fast steam engines like these typically pulled passenger cars. Historically speaking, it's your railroad, you pull whatever you want. And I don't have any passenger cars, unfortunately, so we're gonna borrow this set of boxcars from my old set from a long time ago, and we'll hook those up in just a second. But let's talk about this a little bit more. Interestingly, this is not wood. Every other new and old piece of locomotive I have is wood. This is actually plastic. Now the trucks, where the wheels are, that's called a truck on a locomotive. That's wood. Wheels are plastic, with a not dissimilar from the other modern wheels. The old ones are a little bit different. The tender is plastic also, so that's an interesting difference. I suspect that's the manufacturing choice for cost effectiveness. Let's look at the bottom. So you see this is designed in a way to allow the wheels to turn. Real steam locomotives, the large ones, worked exactly the same way. If you think about a real life steam locomotive, a really big one, they have multiple sets of wheels, and on a tight turn, those wheels could not make that turn. So it's called, I believe it's called articulating. It's an articulating steam engine, which means the front wheels and the back wheels, they turn independently of each other, just like on this one. So that might look a little strange seeing it up close. It's just not something we really think about, but that's actually quite accurate how it works. Okay, let's come on. Let's hook this up with all right. See, it totally works just fine with my really old cars. Oh, this is cool. Goes up my bridge just fine. Ah, probably because I'm pushing it from the back. Oh, looks like I did run into an issue here. This was unexpected. Okay, so it's just a tiny bit too tall to clear the bridge. This tiniest little bit too. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. I'm sure nobody really thought this thing would be going across a suspension bridge that they made 40 years ago. So that's, you can't really blame them on that. This is a problem some trains run into in real life, as a matter of fact. In a lot of places, especially in the part of the country where I live now, tunnels were built over 100 years ago. And when you think about a train that has the container cars stacked on top of each other, like you see in lots of the country, especially the West, those they are too tall to fit through tunnels in this part of the country. So they have to either make the train with a whole single stack of containers when it leaves the other side of the country, if it's just going straight through, or they have to stop and unload a bunch and change it around, and it's quite the process and a bit of a pain, I'm sure. So let's reconnect, and we'll park this guy up here on the bridge for now. There we go. And we'll put our other steam engine, we'll park it in our little makeshift yard. All right. Now I think this thing's ready to go. We'll, I don't know what to set the other one aside for a second. All right. Come on. There we go. I think my big hands just don't drive the train as well as they used to, unfortunately. There we go. And I think some of these old guys could probably use just a little bit of grease or something on those wheels. They don't roll quite as smooth as I remember them rolling when I was little. So there we go. Pretty cool. I like it a lot. Very disappointing it didn't fit under that bridge, and it was just barely. I feel like that was an oversight on Brio's part, and let's be honest, I'm sure they didn't expect anybody to be using this with that. So, I can't really blame them. But a very cool locomotive. I would have just loved to have one like that when I was a little guy. And cool that it couples up just fine with the old stuff. Very, very, very cool looking thing. It's cool that they modeled it kind of after a real locomotive, and one of the cooler ones out there too, I might add. So yeah, just cool stuff. So I hope you like my train videos. Please like and subscribe. I do Brio videos about once a week. We are also going to start reviewing G-scale locomotives and model railroading stuff. And I also go out and do some rail fanning and film the real trains from time to time. So there's several uploads a week, and everything is always kid friendly. If if you're mom or dad, and it's safe to hit the playlist. There's never bad language or anything on this channel. So and there's a whole playlist just of Brio trains. So be sure to check that out. Thank you for watching, and next week we're going to be checking out some more rolling stock that's compatible with all these cool Brio trains. Thanks for watching.